How well does the BMW X3 hold up after a couple of years on the road? There are many videos showing how the car looks and drives when it's brand new, but what's it going to be like to live with for a few years' time? Is it going to hold up well when you're driving it every day, and will it be enjoyable to own, or are you going to run into issues that will make you absolutely hate it? Is the interior going to rattle apart due to everyday use? In this video, we're going to take a look at this 2022 BMW X3, discuss how it's holding up, as well as talk about any issues, which could potentially cost thousands of dollars, you might encounter over time. Stay to the end, because how this X3 is holding up is really pretty surprising. If you enjoy automotive content and find this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. The interior of the X3 looks almost as if it just rolled off the showroom floor, which is no surprise considering the build quality of BMW interiors. The leather upholstery exudes both durability and high craftsmanship, resulting in minimal signs of wear. The bolsters look practically brand new, aside from a little bit of dirt showing due to the light color. The foam inside the seats is extremely high quality, and as a result, it's still extremely supportive, whereas many cars have inexpensive, lower quality foam that breaks down far sooner than it should, resulting in a sunken-in look as well as decreased comfort. There are no creaks or rattles coming from the dashboard or door panels, and all of the buttons and electronics work flawlessly. Comfort-wise, the X3 is a very enjoyable vehicle to drive every day. There's plenty of headroom. The seats, while relatively small on the bottom, offer thigh extensions which make it really easy to get comfortable. They have plenty of adjustability and they're supportive without being too hard. All controls are easily within reach and very easy to use. Checking out the X3 from the outside, you'd never guess it's not straight off the showroom floor, except for a couple of tiny scratches and some basic wear and tear. BMW does an amazing job when it comes to paint. There's hardly any orange peel, just a shiny, smooth finish that still looks fresh even after a few years. Not many cars in this price range can match up to this level of paint quality. Even after a couple of years, it still looks shiny and smooth. At this price point, that's pretty hard to come by. The plastics are in good condition with no fading, and the taillights and headlights are crystal clear. Getting behind the wheel, this X3 drives identical to one with 0 miles. The steering is extremely tight with no reduction in handling at all. Inputs to the wheel are pretty much instantaneous with excellent feedback coming from the road. The brakes are very responsive and silky smooth with no shuddering or squealing, despite being used heavily pretty much all the time. There are no squeaks or clunks coming from the suspension front end, which is pretty common even with relatively new cars, especially when turning at low speeds or hitting bumps from an angle. None of that is a problem here, with a tight and smooth front end. The engine idles just as smooth as the day it rolled off the showroom floor, and there are no strange noises coming from under the hood. The 4-cylinder turbo engine isn't going to break any records when it comes to acceleration with its 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, but it has plenty of power to have some fun when you want to, while still remaining quiet, smooth, and generally staying under the radar. With a 0 to 60 time of just over 6 seconds, it's plenty quick for most people. Of course, it still pulls very strongly when the turbo boost comes on, and it screams all the way to the red line. Passing at high speeds on the highway is effortless, not even needing to downshift in most situations. The transmission, once it adjusts to your driving style, is completely seamless with quick, comfortable shifts. There are never any odd hesitations or clunks or bangs, which is pretty common with other cars, even when they're new. Shifting into sport mode, the car will aggressively hold lower gears, ideal for spirited driving or merging in and out of traffic, and you can't forget the exhaust note. Four-cylinder engines don't typically have a noteworthy sound, but this one sounds surprisingly good. On startup, it lets out a nice growl and rumbles nicely at idle. You can hear it when accelerating quickly, but it's extremely quiet when you're just cruising along. The performance of this car is excellent without the uncomfortably jarring ride, making it easy and enjoyable to live with without catching unwanted attention. Those who really crave high performance will really like the X3 M40i, which comes with a turbo inline-6 putting out about 100 additional horsepower. With a 0 to 60 time of a little over 4 seconds, enthusiasts will really be happy with that version, but unless you're really into that exhilarating acceleration, you'll be happy with the standard 30i. Despite the impressive performance delivered by the X3, it manages to maintain surprising fuel efficiency, really taking it easy on the wallet. Cruising through a mix of highways and city streets with my lead foot tendencies, I consistently achieve 25 miles per gallon, often creeping up to 30 miles per gallon with combined driving. Mind you, that includes some swift accelerations and minimal coasting as I approach stops. The warm weather helps quite a bit as warm-ups take a fraction of the time they take in cold climates, but even taking that into account, the fuel economy is surprisingly good. With its 18-gallon fuel tank, you get a commendable range, and topping up won't break the bank. Not too bad for a car that can go 0 to 60 in just 6 seconds. Consumer Reports rates BMW at number 9 out of 30 for reliability among new cars. That's great news as an overall brand, but it gets even better. They actually rated the 2022 X3 at the top of its segment for reliability, even beating the Acura NDX and Lexus NX, which is quite surprising considering the Japanese brands are usually known for their reliability. Even looking at previous model years of the X3, there are no recurring problems, indicating that overall, the car is extremely solid with no widespread issues to stay clear of. Some owners complain of squeaks and rattles, and some people have various issues with electronics or climate control, but the complaints are pretty isolated, and it doesn't even seem like a large group of people are having the same negative experiences. This means that at least according to this information, the X3 is a pretty reliable bet and is a top choice among small premium SUVs. The turbo 4-cylinder engine, despite putting out a respectable amount of power, is built to last. As with any car, regular maintenance is key to a trouble-free ownership experience. BMW recommends changing the oil at least every 10,000 miles, but various mechanics suggest changing it every 5,000 miles to ensure clean oil and optimal longevity. Having clean, fresh oil is even more important when it comes to turbocharged engines. Not only do the turbos spin at extremely high speeds, generating quite a bit of heat, they also have many small passages, which are best lubricated with clean, contaminant-free oil. Additionally, being a performance-oriented car, drivers tend to take advantage of that performance by driving with a very heavy foot, further accelerating wear and degrading the oil faster. A common mistake people often make is thinking that the oil is the only fluid that needs to be changed regularly, but this isn't the case. There are many other fluids that require changing, albeit not as often as the engine oil. The transmission fluid, coolant, differential fluid, among others, need to be replaced at minimum by the guidelines set by BMW. Keeping up with all of these fluids will really make a difference when it comes to long-term performance and longevity. If you're looking for a sporty, premium SUV that's going to hold up, you're not going to be disappointed with the BMW X3. Even after over 30,000 miles, this is basically a brand new car. It's comfortable, fun to drive, and exudes quality, and the prices, especially on the used market, are very reasonable. The balance of ride quality and handling is excellent, and it has plenty of performance to have fun without breaking the bank. To make it even better, the reliability is supposed to be better than average, ensuring a long-lasting, low-maintenance car. I highly recommend the BMW X3 and don't think you'll be disappointed.